Why yes, this is journal 1 from Gravity Falls. It might be my older siblings and I just stole it to make this video, but what is stealing between siblings? So we're already off to a bad start, but I promise it gets better. So at the beginning of every one of my sketchbooks, I like to draw one of my characters from a race of beings, I guess, in my universe called Aspian. So this is my newest Aspian character. Her name is Off. She's bald, and I tried to show that, and it didn't really work out. Anyways, I'm calling this my 18.5 sketchbook because I'm currently on sketchbook 18 and I was working on this one, so I'm like 18.5. And I started this June 12th and finished it June 18th, which is also my sister's birthday. It didn't really turn out, but you know what? We're gonna keep our high hopes and start on the next page. I actually really like how this turned out. I had high hopes of doing this series of drawing my characters as Avatar characters because Avatar was coming back into style then. So this is my OC Jamie. She has the ability to make blue fire, so obviously she's a firebender. And I didn't draw any more of these, so she is the only one. And then here are all of my OC's eyes. Well, not all of them, I have a lot more than that, but some of them, their eyes. Try to see if you can figure out who's is who. And then here's a page just sketching. I think that I really started off strong in this, well, relatively strong. Obviously, I had to draw a little bit of a Bill cipher because Gravity Falls. The paper bleeds, so I did a little drawing with waffles moment and just drew over it. This is my OC Desponia. She's like my main OC. There's tons of videos about her on my channel. Oh, it's your little face. That's so cute, actually. Here is a spread of Off. I didn't really love this whenever I drew it, but you know, it gets so bad in the back that, you know what, I'll take this. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to make them more feminine, more masculine, and I figured that they could kind of switch between the two. This is supposed to be a bonnet. Yeah, it does the job. Oh, this is actually my favorite page. I just started drawing whatever I could find around my house, and it turned out pretty cute. Then here I was gonna draw my other OC, Ulysses, as a firebender as well, because his powers are all like emotion-based and destructive. So, but I didn't really like the sketch, and boy, I'll tell you, I tried and tried and tried with this drawing, and I couldn't make it work. So I just added some weird stuff around it and called it a day. When I started the sketchbook, I was really into taking pictures with a little like disposable camera, and I was so excited because my first disposable camera got lost and I lost all the photos, so I was so determined the second disposable camera I was actually gonna get it and I was gonna get all my photos, and then all my photos got ruined. I got this like dumb piece of paper that was like, it was light fogged and probably your fault, and I'm like, I did not. I treated this camera like it was my own child. It was you that messed it up. All of my pictures turned out black, except for this one, which I thought looked kind of cool, so I kind of recreated it down here. And also I got some Tombow dual brush pins, which is the stuff that all the Instagram pin pal people say to get, so I bought it, because I am part of capitalism. And then that was all for the first day, so here's the second day. I wanted to start out super artsy and do a blind contour and like have this spread go over the page, but as the theme of the sketchbook is expectations were not met, I had to cut this in order to shut it, and it just, I like the blind contours though. I think they came out pretty neat. My mom thought this was a horse at first. It's just some guy leaning down, so here's one arm, here's the other arm. It's not a horse, unless you want it to be. And then here is my big drawing of 7th that got kind of messed up. I don't know how, like maybe the markers. You know, this notebook was clearly not meant to be a sketchbook, but you know what? We make and do here. So this is my OC 7th. You can watch me draw this and learn more about her world by watching the video in the iCard. So I've been recently kind of obsessed with 7th because whenever I can't think of anything to draw, I just draw her. And I also cannot decide on what her face looks like. Like I got her skin and hair down, but her face is just like, I can't make up my mind, y'all. Here's more of Off. I wanted to draw a more polished drawing of her, and it's just awkward. So during the sketchbook, I literally forgot how to draw. Like, I don't know what happened, but like, I feel like I used to know how to draw, and then I just forgot. And so this whole sketchbook is me trying to be like, how do I draw? I don't remember. So this is just some guy from a TED Talk I was watching to try to get my creative juices flowing, but of course it didn't really work, so oof. I meant to cover this up, but I didn't, so let's just pretend that doesn't exist. I was trying to practice some emotions. I drew Ulysses again. Baby boy. I love him a lot. For those of you that don't know, Ulysses, my OC, also goes by Philip, so if you've heard that, that's who that is. I think I didn't do a study. Well, this kind of counts as a study for the first day, but here's my day 2 study, practicing some feet, because I don't know how to draw feet. I did all these feet, and then I only like that one. It's a good one though. I should not have tried to put on these fake nails like 5 minutes before recording because they are going all over the place. And then here, I was thinking that I could use up a bunch of pages by trying to like do an animatic thing to the soup store thing from Code Mint, which is one of my favorite abridged series. So I have the like beginning of the soup store thing, but I quickly got lazy. So here's Ulysses and Jamie again, and this is Ian, who like is their boss kind of ish, but they're more friends. I didn't get far with that though. And here's June 14th, so day 3. I think there's like somebody on the Amino that was talking about him, and I thought it was sweet because I don't really talk about him a lot. So his name is Reed. He's part of a race called Survivors, and it's like a whole thing. I like this drawing. I don't like that drawing as much, and I like this little doodle of him and Ulysses talking. Spoilers. This is actually, I forgot, what is it called? List? Shopping list? Grocery list. I don't know how I forgot the word grocery list, but this is a grocery list that my mom handed to me, and I jokingly stuck it in my sketchbook, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm keeping it here. So it was a Walmart list, so I just taped a bunch of stuff here, and I also drew some. I don't really like any of these sketches though. These are some characters that I'd never talk about, so just ignore them. Yeah. And then this was a hand study because I thought I knew how to draw hands, and then this study taught me that I did not. Okay, so Ulysses, this guy, he likes to draw and he has a very specific style. So I tried to draw Reed in that style, and it didn't. If it was for a horror movie, this would be perfect, but it wasn't supposed to be. So, here's the page that I was like, this is gonna be a cool, big thumbnail page, and then I decided that I hated it. So this is 7th. Sometimes she has purple skin. This is a different character who still doesn't have a name. I've had this OC for like 15 years. I'm not even 15. I am 15. What is wrong with me today? I've had this character for like 5 years. I'm 20 for the record. I have brain. Maybe her name is Go. I haven't decided yet. I'm still in the works. And then this is actually my favorite page. So I was watching a lot of Tom Yuka, I don't know. I was studying her sketchbook tours to see what makes her sketchbook tours so good. And I noticed that they like to like draw on different papers and then just tape it in. And I thought that looked cool, so I tried to do it. And then also I'm a yotaite in the year 2020 when nobody knows what a yotaite is. But I was trying to sing English cover of Manic by Luna, and are you okay? R.I.P. F's in the chat, bro. Yeah, I was trying to sing this song, but long story short, I could not. And then I taped in some of the lyrics that I wrote because it's in Japanese, so you have to write your own lyrics if you want to sing it in English. So during the midpoint of every one of my sketchbooks, I like to leave it blank, or at least somewhere around the midpoint. This is something I started doing in my last sketchbook. It's gonna sound super pretentious, but basically the idea is whenever I start to do my sketchbooks, sometimes I get really overwhelmed and it like feels like I can't draw, like I don't remember how to draw and I don't know how I got to this point. So leaving a blank space kind of just reminds me that like every single one of these pages started out like this. This is a representation of potential, and it also kind of soothes my mind whenever I'm getting like really anxious about things. Pretentiousness aside, I really like leaving a blank page in my sketchbook. Not to be like, this is a piece of art in and of itself, but I mean, I don't know, I like doing that. Here's some canaries. I just needed to learn how to draw it, and I was trying to do the same method as over here, but I think the problem is it was all the same kind of paper, so it doesn't really have the same effect, but I still like this page. Oh, and also we're on June 16th. Did I say whenever we got to June 15th? When is June 15th? Oh, that's right. It was a Sunday. I don't work on Sunday. Hashtag just Christian things. So yeah, I guess the 15th was the Sunday, so I took a break. But I still completed this in a week. It's just 6 days instead of 7 days. So this is an Aspian, like I mentioned before. This is Desponia again, and Paradox, because a bunch of people were saying that Paradox was their favorite character, and I never draw her. Paradox and Desponia hang out in the same timeline, but... And then this is that Carly Rae Jepsen song. Yeah, I was obsessed with that song for like a hot minute. I was looking up like different things to do in my sketchbook because I was getting bored, and I remember I used to do these collages for my characters, so I tried to do two. This one's for Desponia and this one's for Jamie. I liked how this one turned out better if we can just ignore the fact that this is clearly Leia from Star Wars. And then this one I tried to do a John Green quote because it perfectly encapsulated Jamie, but it didn't turn out as well. Can we? Wait. stop. Throughout making this entire sketchbook, I was watching like Westworld, I think the 3rd season, well, probably the 2nd season too. And I love Aaron Paul. Well, I love the characters he plays. I have no idea who he is as a person. I tried to draw his character in Westworld. I think his name was... It's not Jesse. I don't remember what his name was, but I tried to draw him and I tried to stylize him, but it didn't. You know what? He kind of looks like Jacksepticeye, and I'm okay with that. And then over here, I was ranting about how much I hated Westworld. Because, you know, it's normal to watch hours and hours of a show, like 3 whole seasons, because you hate it. I like to hate watch shows. And then here's Dolores, because I like her. Also, it took me drawing this to realize that her dress thingy has a W, like Westworld. It's kind of cool. And then here, I was like, oh crap, I never drew a map of the world that these two are in. So there's, yeah, I drew it. Also, I misnamed this. It used to be called the White Islands, and then I realized that didn't make any sense. So it should be the Colorful Islands, because all colors are welcome there. But yeah, it's a map. And these people, this is the people that I'm talking about that came from this world. So this is 1st, he's supposed to be the main character, but this is 7th, and I love her. So I was drawing this, and I was like, ew, what is going on here? So I drew 7th instead, and I was like, it immediately got a little better. I just like 7th, don't at me. So here's the 17th. We went over to our granddad's house, and I was drawing his cat. His name is Sheldon. He's super cute, but I can't draw a cat, so this was kind of like my study of the day. So I drew my sister, Etod, or Etod, I never remember which one she wants me to call her, a lamp, and then my sibling, Jay, aka Cherry. I can't draw cats, I'm sorry. I can't draw couches. I'm working on drawing cats. I'm working on drawing couches. See, we can always put a positive spin on it. You can tell I got kind of tired towards the end. So my granddad, he sees that I'm drawing Sheldon, and he just picks up a picture of Sheldon and puts it in front of me. He's like, can you draw this? And I was like, okay. So I tried to draw it, and it didn't exactly turn out. So I was a little bit sad. So I was like, here's my best. I'm sorry, it's not better. But yeah, it was good to study that. And also a 4-leaf clover, because I like 4-leaf clovers. And then here's a quote that I liked. I don't live for the dead. And I drew it to fill the space. Let's just say the trip to Granddad's did not end amazingly. So here's me comforting my sibling. And I was going to sketch on the rest of the page, but again, the day did not go really swimmingly, so I didn't end up doing anything. Okay. I went out to the Natchez Trace and I just kind of started drawing. So I drew this random leaf thing, and then I was gonna draw the forest, but I don't know how to draw forests. So then I got back and I was watching an Oliver's Antics video, like, how do you sketch so well? And I tried to replicate his technique, I guess, by drawing Ulysses, and I thought it turned out really well. So I tried to draw Jamie, and you know what? Jamie's just doing her best. At this point, I was like basically out of steam. So I'm like, what can I draw? And then I was like, I haven't drawn Stephanie in like 5 years. So here's Stephanie, one of Desponia's kids, and here's Lix. And here's a photo that Stephanie took of Lix in the dark because I thought it was cool. I love them. And then here's the final day, I think. Yeah, last day. And so of course I drew over it, making her look all creepy. And then I was trying to draw 7th, both in her red form and her purple form. And I was like, maybe she can be called Queen because like chess pieces. But then I was like, no. I have both the chess motif and the like playing cards motif. And Queen works for both of those, but just calling her Queen, oh my gosh, yes, Queen. It's just, no, I can't do it. I was really tired, y'all. I just used my Tombow pens and just doodle it, I guess. It makes for a cool page, though. Oh gosh. I tried to draw 1st and 7th, trying to recreate what I did with Ulysses, wherever he went. I just can't draw in pen. And then I was listening to that song, I'm Right Here, like on repeat. It's not called that. It's called Butterflies Repose, I think. I was listening to that on repeat. Like I could not stop listening to it. So I drew 7th, being all sad, being like, I'm right here, talking to 1st, of course. What's going on? Who are these characters? What's their story? Hopefully one day I'll be able to tell y'all. And then here's the last page and me being like, it's over. And then a page of sketches because I was like, I can sketch. Look at me sketching. I'm not afraid of sketching. And of course I don't like this page. It's over, isn't it? That was me at the end of the sketchbook. And then here's the page I used to test all my markers. And here's the page. I like to tape in the page to put behind the page so that it doesn't bleed.